Clay exploded in popularity last year, and everyone is thinking that you must build this really complex workflow to be able to master Clay and achieve extraordinary results. But that's not true. I have helped more than 500 RevOps professionals to master Clay and being able to achieve their results. So today I'm going to walk you through what you need to do in this year, 2025, to achieve your results and not creating really complex workflow to show off. Even in this year that AI is well known and everybody is using AI, what we have seen is that 70% of the tasks that your SDRs or your account executives are performing are related to manual tasks that can be automated. And actually only this 30% is the one that really generated impact and gets you more leads and close more deals. But if you want to scale your current operations, you will struggle a lot because you need to hire more reps in order to get more results. And that's why Clay came in as a solution to automate and scale what you're currently doing and getting better results and a high volume. So let me show you really quick what you can get by using AI automations. Let's say if you recover 60% of the time that you're investing in this data intensive task, then you can increase the high value interactions that are the ones that you are really using to generate more leads. For instance, talking with your leads, phone call your leads, and nurture your leads, creating value to your leads. Those actions that can be understood in your context, in your company, are the ones that are currently gonna give you more leads. So if you recover time from data intensive work and you spend it in high value interactions, you will increase the amount of leads that you can get in no time. Right here, you can see an example of the impact of being able to automate your task using Clay. If you have a team of 3 reps and they're spending 32 hours per month on high value interactions, and they're spending 128 hours on data intensive work, and they are generating for you $150,000 per month, you will notice that the value that you get from dividing the revenue generated per month by the actual high value interaction is $1,562 per hour per rep. Let's say you recover 70% of the time that is spent in this data intensive work. You will be able to recover up to $150,000 per rep. So if you have 3 reps, you will increase your revenue by 4. What's the role of Clay in all this environment? Clay is a revenue operations orchestrator. That means that any data source that you have, that can be Apollo, your CRM, LinkedIn, whatever, it can process it and can stack more data into it to make it more valuable for you. Let's say you have a list of companies that you want to target. In Clay, you will be able to get a list of people that work for those companies and get their contact data and send it to a sequence tool so you can start prospecting them right away automatically. That's the value of Clay. Clay has 4 core functions. The first one is the sourcing. That means that you can source data into Clay to process it in Clay. Then you have the enrichments on Clay. That means that you can get more data from different data providers into the same database. The next step is using Clay to process that data. So let's say you have a list of 10,000 companies and you want to know if they're offering a product or they're offering a service, or even qualify to send data to different systems. That brings me to the last point, that is integrate. In Clay, you will be able to handle all the data that you enrich and you process and send it to different tools like CRM. It can be a sequence tool for sending cold email messages, and you can integrate any databases. Let's build a case together in Clay so you can understand what's the power of using Clay for your needs. We want to reach out to the CMOs of SaaS companies in the US. What we need to do in order to achieve that is to find the companies, enrich the company's data, qualify those companies, find leads, enrich those leads with contact data, and then send it to a sequence tool. If we want to do this manually, it will take a lot of time. Let's do it on Clay and let's compare it. Step number 1, we need to find a list of 1,000 SaaS companies that have between 50 and 500 employees in the USA. In Clay, you need to go to create a new workbook and just click on find companies. And here you will see a lot of filters that you can start using that match your search criteria. We'll need to find SaaS companies. So we can use software development as a filter. And then we can use here descriptions to include like SaaS. Of course, I would like to include software as a service. We also get some suggested keywords here from Clay. That's really useful. Cloud-based, you can use SaaS-based, web-based, cloud-native. Let's say we have this list and we want them to be from United States and we want to have between 50 and 500 employees. As fast as I was doing this, you already built a list of 2,000 companies in Clay that are ready to be imported. You are seeing right now 50 of those companies that you can check out the description, try to figure out if they are fit for your needs. And if you want to narrow down your search, you can do it by adding more filters in here. For instance, the amount of followers that company has. You can exclude keywords, you can use locations, you can exclude a list of companies that you have in another table, and so on. We're ready to import this list of tables. Now you go to continue for free, and now you have a new list of 2,000 companies. You also want to know if actually these companies are SaaS companies or they are software development companies. Let's go into the first Clay function that is really interesting, and you must use it to check it out. This function is called use AI. When you create a new AI column, you can prompt whatever you want to achieve here, and it will generate the setup of that prompt for you to achieve the results. Determine if the company is a SaaS company or not. So just by using the Clay AI, you will be able to create your own setup without even having to learn how to use it. Just as a quick review here, when you create a new use AI column, you have 3 different use cases. The first one is a Claygen, which is an AI scraping solution that will scrape any website by following your prompt. Then you have the image creation that you can use to create, let's say, LinkedIn post. And then you have create or modify content that is the one that can help you to process any data that you already have in the table. Here in the model, there are many models that you can select in here, going from Claude to Gemini, GPT, and of course, Clay's models that are Ilium, Neon, and Argon. Depending on what you need to do, you can just click here in compare models to understand which one can be better for your purposes. If the task is really difficult to perform, probably you will need a more expensive model. If you want to save some credits, you can even connect your own API account from OpenAI in this case and run it on your own OpenAI tokens, so it will be way cheaper for you. And here you will see the prompt that is already created for you, so you can start using it for processing this table data and get you a result. So in this case, your task will determine whether a company is a SaaS company or not using available structured data and web resources. So it maps all the column data, and you have here the domain and LinkedIn URL, and instructions are review the description, primary. If the information is insufficient, visit the domain or LinkedIn URL to determine if a company is a SaaS or not. So you have a really good prompt here that will look for information from the company description, and if that's not sufficient to take a decision, it will look for any more information on their website to determine if a company is a SaaS or not. And here you will see at the end of it that you can select how you want to structure the output of that data. So in this case, it's just a column that is a true or false, like a checkbox that is a SaaS or not. Let's run it for 10 rows so we can check the results in here. Now you have the result, and it says true for all the cases. If you click on here, it will give you back the reasoning on how it determines if that company was a SaaS. And you can see here also that you have the confidence level of the AI model that determine if that result was true or not. Even if that result can be printed as true, if the confidence level is low, you can use that to run another enrichment to check out if that company is or not a SaaS in this case. The next step would be to determine the funding, tech stack, and recent news of these companies. In Clay, we have another interesting feature that's called waterfall enrichment. So waterfall enrichments are the ones that you can create in a sequence that if the first enrichment doesn't find the data for you, it will run the second one and so on until you find the data. If you type fund here, you will see there are different ways to find company finding data. Let's look for company funding stage. If you click here, you will see that there are many providers that will help you to get that data. You can select which one to run first. You can order them by cost, for instance. And the really interesting thing about using Clay is that Clay already have integrations with a lot of data providers, so you don't have to purchase any data provider subscription to get access to the data, but it also have a break-even point in which if you overpass that break-even point, let's say you want to get more 1,000 emails, probably it will be cheaper for you subscribing to an external tool to access to those emails. Now we have a waterfall enrichment created. We just need to click on save and run, and it will create a sequence of different enrichments. But if the first one didn't find the result as this one, it will run the second one. And now the second one finds the data for you, but in this case it didn't find it. So it will run the third one. In this case, it didn't find, so it ran the fourth one, and so on. As you can see here, you will get way more coverage. You will have a lot of data here that you can use to qualify leads, in this case, companies, and you can use that for many purposes. Let's say you want to find text as well. To find website tech stack, for instance, you can also create your own waterfall enrichment. In this case, let's find using SimilarWeb. Let's add another one. I would like to find it's an Apollo 2. I don't want to use G Insight. So just by setting that up in that way, by adding more data providers, you can create your own waterfall. Now we can set up a new waterfall enrichment that will look for the tech stack using 2 different providers. Now we have a list of technologies that they have on their website. I would like to know if they have HubSpot, for instance. So I will teach you how to do this to qualify based on different criteria. As well, you can use Clay in a waterfall to find companies' news. We have different providers to do that. Predict Leads, IntelliSense, Google News. I want to order them by coast. I want to run it for 10 rows. So just by doing that, you can use all that data to qualify companies. Now we want to score companies from 1 to 10 based on ideal customer profile. But in this case, in Clay, you have a function that is called formula, that you can describe in natural language what you want to achieve, and it will create you like an Excel formula that you can replicate, and it can analyze all the data of those records. Here is something like score the following company based on these criteria. The first would be if, and you type slash, the checkbox is false, then the overall score should be 0. If funding stage is Series B or Series A, then score it 3, else 0. And you can create your own system to score it. You just need to click on generate formula after you create your own system in natural language, and you will have here like a formula that will analyze the data in a structured way and give you back and scoring. Now you can use the filters to just select the ones that are qualified. So if you select the filters and you go to company score, that's the last column here, just click on greater or equal than, let's say 3. Now you're going to be not only seeing the companies that are qualified, ready to use. Next step would be to find the CMOs, VP of marketing, or marketing directors of these companies. So in Clay, you have the function that is called find people at these companies. So this function will look only for the companies that you have in that table that is called find companies table with the filter just create, that is the default view. We just need to add the job title that we need to find, that is for marketing, vice president of marketing, director of marketing, VP of marketing. Now we have a list of the job titles I want to search. You can add locations as well, languages, and so on. And then after you check the results here, you can click on import to new table, continue for free, and you will create a new table in here in the same workbook, but in a different table. This was the table that we were seeing with the filter on, and this is the new table with all the leads. We already found those leads. Now let's look for their email addresses. In order to do that, you can also use the waterfall enrichment. So you can look for work email here. You can click on person work email. Clay will create for you a waterfall enrichment that you can select which provider you want to use. I just want to use Datagma, PO, full enrich. So now I just click on save and run. The last part of the workflow would be to send those leads to an outreach sequence. Since we already have those emails, we have the data from those leads, we just need to go to add column, add enrichment, and select smart lead here, and you just need to add lead to a campaign. Here you'll need to add your smart lead account, that you need your API key from smart lead, and then log in into smart lead. In here in your profile, go to settings, and then you have here smart lead API key. You just copy that, paste it back into Clay to connect your account. Now you should already have this campaign in smart lead. You can click on the campaign, select the campaign that you want to send. It will map up all the variables that you want to send in there, and then you just need to click on save, and you'll start getting all those new leads that you have all their validated emails into smart lead. Now, if you want to know more about Clay, you want to learn about other use cases of Clay, we have this page that is really useful because it has a lot of tutorials, playbooks, reports, tools that you can access just by clicking in this site here, and you will be able to get access to these value-bound sections that we provide to our customers. Check it out because you might find something really valuable for your case. Look, you can apply what you just learned from this video and start getting results from Clay. I mean, you should. But if you want to get really deep into learning what are use cases you can get from Clay, you can check out this video about 15 totally insane use cases of Clay.com that most of the people don't know that even exist. If you're really into using Clay and get the most of the tool, I will see you there.